Hey beautiful people, welcome back to another video. It's your girl Lindsey Beth. So today we'll be doing this tribal braid style. Okay, yeah, so I started out with freshly washed hair and I just blow dried and parted out the front half of my hair. I just blow dried the front section because that's the only part that we're going to be braiding. So the hair that we'll be using is this Expressions braiding hair and the Toyotress Marley Hair in 24 inches in the color 1B, and it came with these colored beads that we won't be using. So I'm also going to be using the Murray's edge wax for the first time, never tried it before, so, and these elastic bands that I just got online. So I'm just separating the hair. As you can see, I started out like with some braids, and then like, let me tell you something. I'm not even gonna call this a tutorial. I'm going to call this a we gon' see. We gon' see if this works, and if it don't work, we're going fitness. Alright? Because if you've been watching me for a while, you already know. You already know that I am not a braider. I'm not the best braider in the world. I just try thing, and if it however it work out, it work out. But when I say a style I like, I want to try it. And however it end up, it end up. So that's why I say we're going to call this a we gon' see. So I don't even know how to explain it with the braiding. I guess you could call it braiding, but honestly, you don't even need to add in hair for this part. The thing is, my hair is very fine and it's a little bit soft, so when I corner, caner, or whatever you want to call it, my hair by itself, it tends to like root up, as we say in Jamaica, or get really frizzy very fast. And I just feel like adding a little more braiding here just makes it a little bit more secure and like makes it last a little bit longer. But you can just like caner your hair by itself, that's fine. If you know how to caner or braid, you are good to go. But I can't even call this a tutorial because I'm not a braider. I just corner the front of your hair, it's fine. And then I just did about, I thought I had 8, and when I was done and I counted, I really had 7. So I had 7 cornrows in this kind of like not zigzag, but this pattern that you can see. All right, so I kind of slowed it down a little bit. Like, if you, as I keep saying, if you know how to braid, you just do that at the front. And I just kept braiding till I got to where the part was. For each braid, I used about 3 pieces of braiding here, like the same size braiding here, just about 3 pieces. And then when I got to the end, like where my part was, the braiding here was just to add length, because you can literally do this on your own natural hair, but because the hair that I'm using was so long, even though I could have cut it, I wanted the like tribal braids at the front to be like the same length as the hair, so it was really just for length and a little bit more security. So I kept like, I just didn't stop. I had to be bending my neck and doing, you guys already know my struggles with mirrors and all that. So I don't know what to say in terms of like braiding, but what I did to try to get my part somewhat neat, I just added like the Murray's edge wax like to my parting, then I parted through it, and then I just added it to the base of my, the roots of my hair, and I just kind of brushed it down a little bit and I started braiding. It was just random. There wasn't really like any, I think, okay, after every 2 turns I would add a piece of hair, and I used about 3 pieces of hair, and then I just continued braiding all the way down till I got to the end, if that made sense. As I tell you, we're going to call this a we gon' see type of look. All right, so this is what, like my 4th braid. As you can see, I'm just like plaiting or braiding all the way down, and then I mean, in my mind, I guess it was the same size, so any time I felt the hair getting thinner, I would just add a piece and I would just kind of gauge it. Oh, by the way, as I'm braiding, I kept going in and adding the edge wax just to prevent my natural hair from peeking out through the braid too much. So finally on the last braid, as I say, it doesn't even have to be like neat or perfect. You don't have to be the most professional braider in the world to get this style done. You'll get like a flawless look without adding any extra hair. I've seen other people do it. I just wanted to make everything a little bit more, add a little buzz, I guess, to it. So that's why I decided to attempt and try adding the braiding here. Oh, what I can say that I did though is when I was braiding, I would just kind of add the braiding here, like loop it around my index finger and my thumb, and then on my other hand I would just tuck the braiding here under my index finger and just braid it in and just hope that it looks somewhat like a regular braid. Now looking back, what I would say though is at the beginning of my braid, like I would split my first piece of braiding here into like smaller pieces and start like feeding those in at the front of my braid, and then gradually make them go bigger so you don't have the hair going from a fine braid to this big gigantic lump. You get what I'm saying? Yes, no, maybe so. But I was just feeling it, going for it, feeling the vibes. Now for this last braid, I must say I braided, take it out, braid it, take it out like about 3 times, and it was so frustrating because I'm telling you guys, if you know how it is, we all learning together. We're doing this from the jump. I'm no professional. I just want to show you how I do my hairstyles as a regular Joe. Just a try a thing. I just want to look presentable and saving some coin. But don't be like me, start out with some smaller pieces. But actually, I think what I was trying to do at the picture that I got this inspo from, the braids were a little bit chunky. So in my mind I was like, yes, just add some big chunky pieces, but you really don't need to do all of that. You can like just start out with some small. Any professional braiders out there can like do a better job at explaining this than I am, please. But anyway, as I said, as I'm braiding down, just make sure you keep adding the edge wax or whatever gel that you have, just to prevent your hair from peeking through or last longer. With this edge wax, I did like it. I liked it for my edges. I did, yeah, I must say, because I've been using my Got to Be for a while and I really wanted to try something different. Anyway, so we're done. I have about, I guess you can call it done, 7 braids in my head, and now we're just gonna go ahead and start with the edges. Well, not start, but I'm gonna wrap this part of my hair up and go on to the back. So I just wanted to just set my edges from now, and I did use the edge wax, and I just used some more of the edge wax to kind of push in into the braids, just to hold it down to make it like a little bit neater. For the edges, you don't have to do it, but I just like to do it. I didn't do anything fancy really. Then I'm just gonna go ahead with some mousse and put that all over my head and pray that this comes out neat, I guess. Just something, a semblance of a braid. Then I'm just gonna go ahead and use these molding wraps, molding strips, whatever you want to call it, and tie that around the front half of my head. Then I'm just gonna go in and set that with my blow dryer. So for my favorite part, the back of my head, I'm just gonna do some regular cornrows, no hair added, and just braid it back. It's the only pattern that I did was just a regular straight back pattern. The hair is pretty big and pretty full, so honestly it doesn't really matter. You don't even have to corner. You can like do big braids, big plaits, big doodle plaits, twists, whatever. You can do it braidless. So as I said, I just did straight backs. Don't mind the hump, the hair is big, it's gonna cover it anyways. So I'm just gonna use my crochet needle and crochet this hair in. So the hair came with 6 rolls of Marley Hair 1B. As I said earlier, they really pack it in tight. I've never seen hair come like this before. So I'm just gonna go ahead and unwrap that and get started. So this is how the hair is. It's a little bit coarse, really kinky feeling. So if you've been watching me for a while, you don't know how we crochet. We take the open hook and we push it under the braid, then we're gonna attach the hair, close the hook, and then pull the hair through. I only looped it one time and I only did it like I knotted it once. I've never had a problem with knotting my hair once. It's always worked for me. If you want to double knot, you can, but I just kept going. Yup, that's me hoping that the hair came out okay. So I tried to crochet as close to that front half section as possible because I wanted it to look seamless. No, I wasn't too worried about it because, as I said, the hair is pretty big. It's easy to hide, it's easy to cover. The fullness will, it's saving lives over here. So anyway, so I guess I was close to done. I used about 2.5 rolls of the hair, so I just went ahead and just clipped off the ends, and off camera I used a razor to thin the ends out. So I'm just gonna use these beads I got from Joann's Crafts, as well as this beader that I got from Amazon. Look, it has a little heart. So how I beaded, I just added the beads to the beader, about 3 beads, and then I'm gonna take the braid and loop it through that big like loop loop it through the loop right there and flip the hair up, and then I'm just gonna pull the beads up and then pull the hair through. Like, I guess for this strand the hair was a little bit too thick, but we made it work. So you just keep pulling. My other braids slid through pretty easily, but I just pulled the hair through, and then I just take away the beader, and then for the last bead I'm just gonna separate it. I'm gonna loop the braid hair up, and then I'm just gonna secure it with an elastic band just to hide the end of the hair and just to give it like a neater look. And then I'm gonna pull the rest of the beads down and we're done. So I added the rest of the beads to all the braids. So for the hair, I'm just gonna go in and separate it as much as possible because I noticed like the ends had like a, what you call it, like a glued look. I don't even know glued, but they had a look, the end of this hair. That's why I went in and I razored it and I thinned it out a little bit. I'm just gonna add a little bit of mousse and just keep separating. And this hair was big. I used only 2.5 rolls. I'm gonna clip up the braids, then I'm just gonna add some mousse to them as well. So now it's time to unwrap the front, and as you can see, my edges did mess up a little bit because the time is hot and I was sweating, but that's okay. We went in, fix up my makeup, refix the edges, oil our scalp. Don't forget to oil your scalp, and we're almost done. All right, so I'm just gonna finish it off with my Luster's Pink Oil Sheen Spray. Absolutely love this spray. I just love it so much. All right, beautiful people, and we are done. Looking back, I probably would have made the braids that fall onto the fro hair a little bit thicker, maybe not, but it's okay. As you can see, I showed you the back of the hair. It covers that bump that we had to lay the foundation of the crochet perfectly. So that's what I'm saying, it doesn't matter how you do the back because the hair is big. I only used 2.5 rolls and it was full. This hair, it took me 4 or 5 hours to do because I am the slowest braider on the planet, but I really did like this style. I saw it everywhere online and I've never done it before. I really wanted to try it. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you made it this far, you are a real one and I appreciate you. In this we gonna see not a tutorial all right, so guys, so thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and follow me on all socials at __Lindsey Beth, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Till next time, bye guys.